Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. This match is going to be on Tau Cross between Jia and Jing, coming off a crazy match on Coliseum 2 ZVZ. That was just insane. I can't remember the last time I saw a six-pool. I've never seen a six-pool in Coliseum, first of all, but I can't remember the last time I've seen a six-pool in general. Bottom right-hand corner we have Jing, who's actually Mimi for Harvard. Teal Terran, I'm going to have to refer to her as her. I have problems with that in commentary sometime. I don't know, it's just the stereotype is of course male gamers, but there's also a lot of female StarCraft players aside from Toss Girl out there. Hazel, in fact, is in game. Look at that, head of the Princeton team. Upper right hand corner, Jaw, Red Zerg. I haven't seen his play, so I'm not quite sure what his style is. I'm going to assume he's going to go Mutalisks on this map because Tau Cross is a pretty good map for Mutalisks. I kind of show you guys the map out in general. The secondaries, you can see he's got those map artifacts along the perimeter where the Mutalisks can just disappear in division in and out, and the additional expansion here along the, well, inside 9 o'clock, inside 8 o'clock, you've also got the map artifacts there. The 9 o'clock pier and the 3 o'clock pier, the mineral onlys, do hug the wall, but yeah, there's a lot of things Zerg can do. Usually you can see drops here. The Mutalisks can play a lot in this large open area. I don't see lurkers as often, but they're not super rare. But yeah, it's still possible. Really what I feel like, Zerg almost automatically managed to get their third base up, generally, when I've seen this map played, and it comes down to basically who keeps an eye on their opponent's army. Because of these kind of these ramps, it's kind of, you've got the little chunnels. They're chunnels, that's right, they go underwater even though they're above ground. But really it's where they decide to kind of send their troops and whether the opponent is prepared for it. And then it's kind of a cat and mouse game with Terran having reinforcements and crossing the bridge at certain areas and the Ultralisks engaging them. Generally you want to engage them on the bridge rather than in open field and get a good surround right there. Or not get blockaded off, well, depending on the bridge. So this bridge, you want a kind of a nice surround. Here, you don't want to get kind of funneled in. Siege tanks oftentimes come to play for Terrans. They can kind of put them on that edge and just kind of let them do the pounding. Looks like we saw a 11 hatch, but 12 hatch essentially, from Jaw. He's already got that spawning pool building. That's one thing I don't like about 12 hatches on this map, is because that little corner can be blocked by a supply depot. And it looks like interesting play here from Jing, just looking like faking the forward front door as though it was going to be a fast expansion, but instead putting a second barracks on that corner. I think if a Zergling ran up here, it'd actually be able to spot that though. Looks like that Overlord going to be crawling in, or I guess, can you crawl in the air? Technically not, I guess. I'm going to be crawling in that back right hand corner. No chatting games, please. But yeah, Tau Cross, a pretty fun map overall. I hope you guys enjoy it. Looks like that SCV Scout now wandering in. Of course, Cottercup, a lot of teams being involved, including teams from Korea, Sweden, China, all over the place. $1,000 prize at the top. If you guys want to check out the finals, I believe they are happening tonight. That is May 9th. So for the people who are watching this deep into the future, we're trying to enjoy it. May 9th, I believe Caller is doing a live cast at 9:30 Eastern. If you go to cstarleague.org/Cottercup, you can see all the information there. I assume that website will be up for quite some time. So secondary now up. Zerglings already pressing out. Looks like 6 Zerglings to start. SCV's going to have to run away. And a bunker now being produced on that front door. No additional Marines actually being produced, so it looks like it's just going to be the bunker to hold off the Zerglings. Unfortunately, with the way this front door is constructed, I believe those Zerglings can still, they'll still be able to do a run-by, actually, across that gap. So, and the Marines getting a little bit greedy here, running out in the field to try to take down that Overlord. Both of them could easily get taken out by the Zerglings that are running in to support. And again, just the way this is constructed, it's not a clean blockade. Those Zerglings should be able to sneak through, and they might even be able to do a run-by past that bunker, but it looks like they are in fact going to back off. But let's see once speed's upgraded. It looks like 4 Marines. Well, with 6 Marines in the way, it'll be a lot harder. So a lot of Marines being produced. Looks like now that refinery up, an academy being produced as well. Third hatchery and the tech to layer. We'll see once that layer goes halfway whether we're seeing, because again, lurkers are possible on this map, but I'm much more accustomed to seeing Mutalisk play. Still 6 Marines. Looks like it's halting now there. I expect the cut and Marine production is to get that expansion up a little bit sooner. It is theoretical that we could see a couple factories down, but I doubt it. It's funny because oftentimes when I say that, it happens. And I think that SCV is the one that's going to build it. Let's see. He's got the minerals. Yeah, there we go. Going to take his expansion now. pretty good drone saturation, so it looks like it is going to be a pure, it's not going to be all in, and it looks like it is going to be actually a lurker build. So as soon as I speak, I'm like, oh yeah, totally going to be Mutalisks. Hydraliston already on the way, so it looks like it's going to be lurker playing in the mid game. And usually if you're going to go lurkers against a Terran, you want to try to push up and get a contain early before there's a large amount of science vessels. Try to deny that third, try to get some sort of contain on, try to do some damage and take out that secondary as quickly as possible. I think, though, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, there's the obligatory creep colony. So Spire actually alongside, so I take that back. Throwing in the Spire, going to get the full gambit of tech. But interesting, usually you'll see this against Protoss, not as often against Terran, but maybe just to ward off that comsat and not give a really good clear indication. Looks like this we're going to see a bunker bust momentarily, that fire bat to absorb that first 2 hits to allow the rest of those Marines to come in. Let's see how successful it is. Starting to run out, they're going to clear those Zerglings at least on the front door. Let's see if there's that first creep colony being upgraded. It needs to be a second creep colony built. 3 and 4 is a little bit too much. That's because usually when you're this is just a test on the front door with the medic marines and the fire bats. It's not really an actual legitimate attack, and an engineering bank being built in the open field. That's kind of odd. But 4 creep colonies, that will 4 Sutton colonies, that'll definitely stop that attack. And probably without really losing anything. So we could actually, it could be anticipatory, it could be just to provide a little bit of additional defense to go in kind of a turtle game and kind of do the Zergling. What you'll see sometimes what Zergs will do is they'll go for kind of defensive into the mid game. They'll just put a bunch of creep colonies on their front door and then send out little task force of lurkers and Zerglings to just try to take down expansions, kill medic marines that are out in the field and exposed and things like that, and just try to play the game like that. Usually that's more effective against Protoss players because Protoss players have trouble getting troops kind of spread about the map, and you worry about getting contained as a Zerg player versus Terran, whereas Protoss tends not to be able to contain Zerg. But it looks like, in fact, he's going to wander up, and because he's got those 4 creep colonies, not a lot of defense, he is going to get contained here. Able to lead a couple Marines in, that's going to end up getting them killed, but a missile turret, a bunker up on the front, a couple Mutalisks on the stage, and that's really going to be critical, is having those Mutalisks go out and do some economic damage, because after being completely sealed in, he's basically the free map roam to Jing here. Looks like another bunker going down. So yeah, this is going to be pure contain. Looks like canceling that second bunker now. But yeah, shouldn't have too much trouble to reinforce. 2 Mutalisks are up out in the field. It's kind of hard to do a good harass with 2. Looks like a single drone did manage to eke out somewhere in the midst of that. I assume that was a scouting drone, so he's going to put up... So unfortunately, Jing thinks there's a contain going on, but when in reality there's another expansion that's being built. More Mutalisks going to gather up, and now we're going to see how effective this Mutalisk harass is. This could be difficult for Jing, because no turrets. It looks like just relying on the contains, just assuming, okay, it's just going to be lurkers. There is a starport, interestingly enough. There's a tank with siege to support as well. But all these Marines are on the front door. They're not here to defend that secondary. And as a result, the secondary is going to get raked over. The Marines do not have weapons 1 or medics to really support. So this is going to work out pretty well for Jaw. Jaw's going to be able to kill a lot of these